Make your rig invincible with the newest products from TeamGroup and T-Force. Now, with their latest creator brand, T-Create. Join the great giveaway and take home these amazing prizes. There will be one winner of $3,000 worth of creator PC and 5 winners of T-Force 1TB Delta Max RGB SSD. Mark your calendars now and be present on their live online launch event on September 22, 23, and 24, and you might be one of the lucky daily giveaway winners to win special prizes. Mechanics on how to join the promo will be on the video description, or you can visit TeamGroup Global Facebook page. Unleash creativity, be invincible with TeamGroup. Hey guys, Xtian here. Welcome back to another video. Today we have a new SSDs from TeamGroup, the CX1 480GB and EX2 512GB SATA SSDs, which both feature SLC caching technology. Bibigyan ko lang kayo ng short unboxing and quick overview as well as some benchmarks and then my thoughts. Pero bago ang lahat, sa packaging muna tayo. TeamGroup's SSD come in a simple small box which is straightforward, with the basic product information and details printed on both sides. Notice the color of the box, yung CX1 series ay green, which signifies na ito ay lower end range, and the EX2 series being blue, which signifies being on the higher end. Apparently, walang user manual or papel inside the box, but you can see more features being highlighted, such as having a 3D NAND technology, 6GB per second SATA 3 protocol, and SLC or single level cell caching technology. So installation is very simple. Simply plug in an available SATA port on your motherboard and then format the drive for it to be used either as an OS drive or simply a storage drive. It can be used with SATA revision 3 or even SATA revision 2. Although expected to be much slower than SATA 3 if your device doesn't support NVMe but has support for SATA. Then an SSD like this or the 2.5-inch form factor is ideal. Pero ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng CX1 series sa EX2? Like I said earlier, CX1 is the lower end series which is a bit slower than the EX2. Although both features the coveted SLC caching, which means it only stores 1 bit of data per cell. That's why it is much popular in enterprise environments kasi it is much durable, longer lasting, faster, and less error prone than other types of cell such as MLC, TLC, QLC, and PLCs. Although SLCs tend to be usually expensive dahil sa pagiging lower density nito compared to other flash types. It also features error correction code for more efficiency and reliability. TeamGroup has managed to bring down the price for this, making it appealing for the budget-conscious PC builders or upgraders alike. Now, nag-run din ako ng konting performance benchmarks on the drives, which don't have any OS inside and are totally blanks. First is a crystal disk mark, which is a popular benchmarking tool usually used for determining sequential read and write speeds. The CX1 480GB got the read-write speeds of 547.3 and 448.1 megabytes per second respectively, getting near its advertised read-write speeds of 540 and 490 megabytes per second. The EX2 512GB, on the other hand, got the read-write speeds of around 545 and 481 megabytes per second, which is also near the advertised read-write speeds of 550 and 520 megabytes per second. Next is yung Atto disk benchmark. Here, we usually test the number of I/O operations per second, but we instead use it to double-check the reported speeds. As you can see, we got a bit slower score than Crystal Disk Mark, pero yung difference, konti lang naman, hindi na ganun ka big deal. The CX1 480GB SSD got a maximum read-write speeds of 526.93 and 427.47 megabytes per second, while the higher-end EX2 512GB SSD got a maximum of 522.45 and 459.19 megabytes per second, which shows the read and write speed ranges the SSD will function on most workloads. Another test that I ran is the Blackmagic Disk Speed Test. which is a tool provided by Blackmagic Design for content creators who primarily work with their codecs, cameras, and software. It reports if the storage device is compatible with the video codec compression format by providing information about its minimums and requirements. The CX1 480GB got a read and write speeds of around 476.7 and 414.2 megabytes per second respectively, while the EX2 512GB got a read and write speeds of around 509.2 and 440.7 megabytes per second. As you can see, both devices can support a wide variety of compression formats, although writing on the higher resolution 12-bit 4x4x4 compression would be harder as it requires much faster write speeds. Finally, I've run a single large file transfer test to see a real-world sample, which is a 16GB movie file, and here we can see the SLC caching on action. The CX1 480GB, as I saw, sustained the write speed of around 390 to 400 megabytes per second when I copied a file from my desktop folder, which is on an NVMe Gen 3 SSD, to the CX1 480GB, and then read speeds of around 477 to 490 megabytes per second when I returned the file to the desktop folder from the SSD, but then fell down to around 230 to 250 megabytes per second at some point. Although I don't know if this is because of the SSD cache becoming saturated or there's any other story behind it. The EX2 512GB on the other hand got write speeds of around 320 to 450 megabytes per second with the same file, and read speeds of around 450 to 480 megabytes per second without the problem the CX1 480 had like falling speeds at some point during the file return transfer. Finally, TeamGroup's CX1 SSD series is available on 240GB, 480GB, and 960GB variants, while the EX2 SSD series is available on 512GB, 1TB, and 2TB variants, all of which are covered by a 3-year limited warranty. For the prices, the CX1 480GB is priced at around 3,600 while yung EX2 512GB is priced naman at around 3,699. Not bad considering SLC ito and actually fast and reliable due to its cell structure. In my opinion, for those who are interested in looking at gusto nyong palitan yung mechanical hard drive nyo in favor of faster storage, these SLC SSDs from TeamGroup are actually good performing drives, considering that the underlying technology is usually found on more expensive enterprise type SSDs. Although the actual speed, as we all know, would still depend on the hardware-software conditions, so your mileage still may vary. So there you go guys, ito lang po yung unboxing and quick review of the CX1 480GB and the EX2 512GB SSD from TeamGroup. So stay tuned guys, gagamitin ko po ito sa mga PC budget builds natin. So stay tuned for that. Ayan. So there you have it. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Xtian. So like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.